כל השונה הלכות בכל יום, הובטח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא. So we have two halachot today, two mitzvot, the Oraita. Today is the 7th of Mar Hashvan, Bezat Hashem, Tuesday, holding the Parashat Lech Lecha. So the first mitzvah we're going to discuss is going to be Bezat Hashem, Shelo le'onot ager b'dvarim. We're not allowed to hurt converts' feelings with words. Chas v'shalom. Isur the Oraita 63. And also Isur the Oraita mitzvah 64. Shelo le'onot ager b'mamon. You're not allowed to cheat a ger monetarily. Let's see. Let's discuss. However, today's mitzvot are sponsored. Le'ulun nishmat Yecheskel Netanel, Alav Shalom ben Arab, Avishai Alevi Shlita. And also L'Refuah Shlama L'Kol Am Yisrael B'Kolam Le'Chaya Bat. If you wish to sponsor, you know how to reach me. Mitzvah the 63. Let's put out the phones away, please. Shenimnano milehonot ager afilo b'dvarim. You're not allowed to hurt a Jew, a goy, a ger, a goy who became a Jew, with words. You're not allowed to be, obviously, Jew you're not allowed to hurt, and preferably not to hurt anybody by words. But over here we have a special Isur Doraita. As we know, we'll see right now why. This is talking about what is a ger. Rabbi wants to tell us that this is talking about a person who was part of a different nation and now he became part of our nation. We are prohibited to tell him any words like, for instance, what do you know? You were nothing till today. Chas v'shalom. Shneimar, as it says over there in Shemot 22nd chapter, 20 pasuk. Veger lo tonu. Hashem said that Hashem knows we have this. It's called b'gava. We have this unfortunate state of prideness in ourselves, and many times gerim. Hashem knows the gerim are more religious than not Jews. They're not religious Jews, unfortunately. When the ger becomes a ger, a true ger is a big tzaddik. So people, one way to compensate their misunderstanding of what Torah is, they will many times pull the ger down and tell them, hey, you were nothing a year ago. Chas v'shalom. That's what people like to do, unfortunately. This is people who have no self-esteem. So that's what the rabbi is supposed to say. I don't understand. We have Isur Doraita to Le'anot Yehudi also. Why the Torah has now he's a Jew? Isn't he a Jew now? You already told us he's a Jew, and you have the same Isur. No, to teach you is Israel, and this one is also like Israel already. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a special additional warning in reference to him. And the Torah specifically points out additional time in Vayikra over there in 19th chapter, 33rd pasuk. Lo tononu oto. Over there, it says over there you cannot make him suffer again the second time. We know people are a little bit more careful, and there's less to attack a Jew with. Even though less. What I mean less, you could find a million reasons, but with the ger, you could find 1,000,001 reasons. Unfortunately, that's what people do. So over there, Israel yesh lo go'alim shetovin el bano. By a Jew also, don't forget what's this is politics of the world, right? You can say something bad about one guy, then tomorrow, all of a sudden you're going to have enemies. Well, how many enemies you have? The whole family, 25 people all of a sudden hate your guts, right? So by the Jew, a guy is going to be very careful. You ain't going to be attacking him fast. Especially Kohanim, you start with one Kohen, you start with 1,000. Be very careful. So people are more careful. However, a ger, he had no family. Ain't nobody going to be protecting him. And over there, therefore, a Jew might feel more secure because, again, why are we attacking other people? To elevate ourselves. As we said already, we have zero self-esteem and we're looking to justify our actions. The rabbi says, I'll give you another reason in it. שיש חשש בו שלא יחזור לסורו מכעס הביזיונות. Rabbi says over here, why Hashem additional? What's the reason that Hashem says be very careful with him? Why? Because you're gonna be like Chas v'Shalom. What we know with the famous stories of many great people. Even they became good, and then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, I was bad here before, so let me continue being bad." We could cause a ger. He's gonna say, "What's a big deal? I was a Christian till today, and these Jews are mistreating me. Let me go back to being a Christian. Yeah, it would be nice if it was true. That would be, huh? No, that's not what I'm talking about. The guy was embarrassed. Let's say a ger came into the community and they was mistreating him. So now it would be great if he will never become a Jew. The problem is that the moment that the Beit Din declared him kadosh, he went to mikveh, he's a full-fledged Jew. There is no going back. And this guy goes back to being Christian. He thinks he's nothing. He thinks everything is fine with him. He didn't do any averot. Every second he doesn't. He doesn't put on tefillin. He has a law. He has the whole 613 yoke of 613 mitzvot. Now he's doing it. He thinks that he's patur, but he's not. Once you're a Jew, you'll never change. You know the famous story. Yeah, that's right. You know the famous story. The Inquisitions, they captured a Jew. They came to the house of the Jew, and they said, what are you doing? He says, what do you mean what I'm doing? He says, we have a rule. You're not allowed to eat chicken on Friday night, because Jews were eating chicken on Friday night. So he says, I don't understand. What you talking about? He says, there's a chicken you're eating. He says, I'm not eating chicken. I say, what is this? It's meat. What do you mean it's meat? It's chicken. He says, no, I don't understand. I went a week ago, you took me to the ocean and you dipped me. You dipped me inside and you said, you're not Jew anymore, you're baptized. You're baptized. So I learned from you people. I took the chicken, I went to the ocean, I said, you are no more chicken. Once you're a Jew, there's no changing back. Forever. That's it. This ger became a Yid. Halas. Nothing happens. It cannot go back. So the rabbi said, the Torah is very careful. Why? Because chas v'shalom, you're going to cause them to go back. That's another reason. אמרו בספר שלו, תאמר, לא אמש היית עובד עבודה זרה ועכשיו נכנסת תחת כנפי השכינה. Some people will use that chas v'shalom because they're not so observant and they'll justify their inability to function in this world. So they put down anybody, and especially we know they'll be a big target. A ger is the biggest target. One of the reasons we tell a goy not to become a ger because we know he's sincere. He's going to become very frum, and Jewish people will be jealous of him, and they'll be attacking him for it. He has to know that. He'll be attacked. He'll be embarrassed. It's not the first time. You think that it happens day in and day out if he becomes frum. The non-frum Jews are very happy with a ger who is not so hot. So now they're comfortable. But if it's a hot ger, haras, haram at the whole community. There'll be fights there left and right because they're all jealous. משורשי המצווה, מלבד מה שכתבנו כדי לחוף את יצרנו לעולם, לבל נעשה בעל אשר נמצא בכוחנו לעשות רעה לרעה. What's the purpose of this mitzvah? That's a isur d'oraita to hurt the feeling of a ger? Because obviously it's a knowledgeable thing. We are prohibited from causing harm to other people. כן, הזהרנו וזהרתנו בזה, האיש שהוא בינינו בלי עוזר וסומך. Therefore the Torah commands us, especially a man who has nobody to support him, to uplift him. Therefore you have to be very careful, extra. ויש כוח ביד כל אחד ואחד ממנו עם אוהביו עליו, לבל נעביר עליו את הדרך כלל אפילו בדברים, כאילו הוא כאחד ממנו, ומתוך דבריהם כאלו נקנא בנפש יקרה ומסורת. So the rabbi says over here, the fact that you're going to go ahead and you're going to be encouraging him and enticing him and giving him more chizuk, and you're going to elevate him more, that is a big ma'ala for you, and it's going to make you a better person. דיני המצווה, כגון רוב האזהרות שהוזהרנו זיכרונם לברכה, והודיינו להזהרנו עוד בדבר שהשערים שב-24 מקומות הזהירו התורה עליו. You have to know that there's so many mitzvot related to the ger, 24 different locations. Maybe why 24? We could learn. Maybe why 24? Also, we have 24 books of Tanakh, right? One for every hour. So the Torah over here, maybe also 24. The ger, you have to love the ger every second, and 24 times the Torah gives us a warning. וכתוב גם כן לחזור במצווה שבאותו לשון שנצטווינו באהבת המקום, נצטווינו באהבת הגר. The Torah actually tells us we are obligated to love Hashem, and in the same word Hashem tells us we have to love a ger. In the same concept, it's the same word. It said there's no difference. שאהבת המקום כתיב ואהבת את השם. When it says in the Kriyat Shema, we say twice a day, in the morning, twice at night. V'ahavta et Hashem, right? It says over there, and you love Hashem. V'ahavat ger katib, and over there it says v'ahavtem et hager. The same concept over here. There's a lot of explanations how to get to this concept of loving a ger. This mitzvah is obligation constantly at all time and all place. Even if you live in the moon, if they have spaceships over there, whatever it is, you have a mitzvah to love a ger for men and women, for everybody. A Jew goes ahead and he does not fulfill his mitzvah. He is causing a ger suffering by words. A Jew, the Jew that goes ahead and tells a ger, what were you before? You did Avodah Zarah, your parents didn't know nothing, you're nothing, how are you going to come and tell us what to do? Right? Who was in Rabbi Akiva? The whole Torah today is from Rabbi Akiva. Never forget that. Rabbi Akiva was a son of a ger. We're talking about ger. Rabbi Akiva ben Yosef, his father was a 100% ger. And look at this, what we have, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, we know that Rabbi Yosef was accepted. I'm saying, we see that the whole Torah today is based on Rabbi Akiva. The whole Torah today we have is Rabbi Akiva's Torah. Everything. Right? Allah is always Rabbi Akiva. We see that a child of a ger. The Torah tells us clearly, be very careful. What is this? So, B'ezrat Hashem, a lot of people are jealous, unfortunately, and that's why they make. So, a very simple advice to all the gerim: don't pay attention to none of the nonsense. Come to Hashem, give you bracha, and daven to Hashem. You should only see good people that will not harm you or not mislead you. However, the Rabbi says, "En lokin alav." However, this person who embarrassed a ger with words, he don't get lashes. Why? There is no physical action. He said by words. Yes, it's more. The words could hurt more than stones, right? The words, not like a goy should say. Stick and stones may hurt my bones, but words don't hurt me. Shalom. Stick and stones hurt your bones, but it will heal. But the pain of words can last for ages, for eternity. The words, the words that a person uses to hurt another person, that could be chas v'shalom thousands of years. There's families and feuds, family feuds, right? I'm not talking about that family feud show. I'm talking about family feuds in Europe. People are fighting thousands of years, generations. Why for words? My grandfather was embarrassed. Your grandfather, let's go fight a fight. Because that's what the guy likes, like fight almost. So Baruch Hashem, this guy abandoned that, and he come to our Torah, and he wants to be Nenem Miziv Shekhinah. He wants to go to Bet Midrash. He wants to come to Shul, learn and enjoy Torah. And here you want to hurt us in feelings. This is a great sin, and the punishment is very, very harsh. No, that's not. Mitzvah Samach, as we know, he doesn't line out the punishment. Why there's no punishment? Because it's much worse than killing a person. You kill a person, so the Torah says you can kill. There's a punishment. Katzav, the Torah tells us a punishment. But if the Torah doesn't tell us what the punishment is, haram, it's worse than what the Torah tells us. Mitzvah Samach, Dalet, 64, Shelo leonot ager b'mamon. What is going on here? You might be a trickster. You say, listen, in the Mammon, this Jew, this goy, he became a Jew. Let's play games with him with money. What's going on here? You are prohibited to trick him with money. If you want to do business with him, you cannot say, listen, this ger, come on. If he was a goy, I could charge him interest. A Jew, I cannot charge interest. So now that he's a ger, that means if I sell it to a Jew for $10, I could sell him for $20. Right? And it's not interest, business. Let him pay more. Chas v'shalom. If you sell it to anybody for $10, that's what you're supposed to do. Sheneimar, Shmot Chavbel, it says over there, 22nd chapter, 20th pasuk. Don't pressure him. Don't put lachatz on him. Don't put pressure on him. What does that mean? Meaning, don't pressure him with money. וזה עליו נוסף על עליו שיכללו עם ישראל כולם. However, we have a Torah tells us the same thing. לא תנו, one of the לא תנו, the Torah tells us over there, you're not allowed to charge more money than what item is sold normally for. It's everybody's included. So how come the goy is the ger is extra? Shehem belav the onad mamon. V'nizarnu alav b'dvarim u'mamon hemin hatam shekatamnu. Same reason. What the rabbi says, I just described to you. What's the reason that we have to be careful with the Jew, with the ger? That you're not allowed to be not nice to a Jew. Why extra ger? Same all the reasons the rabbi says. Whatever we just learned over there, applied in reference to money. But again, understand. Also, we have to be very careful. There's such a thing. The Gemara talks a lot of times when a ger dies. Ger dies without children. He became a ger. He had a whole mention. What do you do with that? So the chora, then who does it belong? The best thing is obviously to teach him that listen, Mister, before you die, write a will. Where you write a will to? Everything to yeshiva, everything to Torah. Why? Because the Hazal teaches that the person dies, he has to go through a special corridor to get to Beit Din, just to get to Beit Din. To get to Beit Din Shelmala, you need zechuyot shen kamo. Without even before judgment, there are angels actually standing there with ropes. What? I don't understand what? No, better when the ger dies like this. Let's say a ger dies without any relatives, nobody to take the money. The best thing is to encourage him before he dies. Write a will to give it to tzedakah. The Gemara says it clearly. Besides that, Marsha is very clear. Maybe people don't know. Ayin Gimel Marsha in Eruvin clearly says you're not allowed to leave your children a penny. You're not allowed to leave your children a penny. Why? He says for inheritance. Why not? What's going on? People do it. He says that's right. People do it, and the children get off. The children suffer the worst. Why? He explains. Children will suffer the worst. Maharsha explains like this: the whole world is trained to do what? The whole world is trained. I have to go and make a living. We're all like ants. What does an ant do? Ants wake up in the morning, go make a parnasa. He makes parnasa for thousands of years. You know that. Ant doesn't eat much, but he could collect who knows how long. Same thing. A human being is natural to go and make a parnasa. He says, but the father who thinks he's a good person, Marsha says he's a rasha even. What does he do? He leaves his child $1 million. What does this child do? Child doesn't know anymore now how to collect. He knows only how to spend. He says when he starts only to spend, what happens? Everybody gonna come, be my friend, be my friend, be my friend. Marsha says, in the end, a year or two, he will waste all the money. He doesn't know how to earn. He only knows how to give away. Rahman al-Islam, that's the worst thing. It says, Marasha, I don't understand you. The Gemara tells you clearly that when the person dies before he sees the judgment, there is whips left and right. Angels are whipping him until he gets to the judgment. Meaning there's a whole big line before judgment, and this guy is waiting in line. While he's waiting, he's going to be ripped like crazy for all his averot. What protects him? The Gemara says over there. Ula says the only one thing protects him at that moment, that time, is as much tzedakah he gave. If he gave tzedakah, the much tzedakah he gave, that protects him when he goes through that corridor before he gets to the Beit Din. We're not talking about all the mitzvot and everything else after that, the judgment and everything. But meanwhile, while you're traveling from the grave before the judgment, there's angels. So you're talking about a person is dying until it takes hours, a few days, sometimes a day or two till they bury him. Same thing. He needs protection. Okay, we're finishing up. So so what happens if the Jew ripped off a ger? What do we do? We lash him? You took the money? No. We have a rule. Anytime you steal, you return the money and you don't get lashed. Have a wonderful day, make a lot of money without any problems. Amen.